Hi everyone, it's Pete here. So today I'm going to be unboxing this lovely Tamiya Wild Willy 2 kit, and along the way I'll be having a bit of Willy chat because this isn't the first Willy I've had my hands on. Now look what I've got here. So it's the box from my original Wild Willy back in I think 1982, 1983. So I remember being a young teenage boy reading the specialist magazines I was into at the time, and I saw Willy there proudly pointing skywards, and I thought, oh yes, I need one of those. So I saved and eventually went to the local shop that did that sort of thing, and gave a pile of cash to the guy, and he thrust Willy over the counter, and I grabbed it in my tiny hands. Once I got home, there was much wrenching in my bedroom, and then before long I was playing with Willy in the garden and in the street and in the forest and at the park. Oh, I was a very happy boy. So more Willy chat later. I'd just like to say a big thank you to Peter Smith, who bought me this Wild Willy 2 kit. It was actually last Christmas. Thanks ever so much, Pete. You're a very generous man. Sorry it's taken me so long to get Willy out, but you know, I've been busy. But here he is now. I think it's fair to say that the Wild Willy 1's got the more impressive box art. I'm just looking at the fact that the price is still on here, which is £79.99 British pounds, and I was doing a quick calculation to account for inflation, and that's more like about £270 now. So quite an expensive kit, had a lot of metal bits in it. So yeah, I remember it being quite a premium kit at the time. Anyway, there'll be more Willy chat later, but for now let's start unboxing this Wild Willy 2. Okay, so first up we've got the tyres, which are already on the wheels here. So got two wheels with a bearing fitment and two with a hex fitment, because this is a two-wheel drive. And I know some people like to sniff the tyres of a new Tamiya kit, but I'm above all that. Oh no, I'm not. Oh, lovely. Oh, sniff the tyres, guys. So I'm just going to do a magic unpacking in a Mark Bryan style. There we go. So Tamiya have helpfully, in inverted commas, assembled the gearbox and the motor, but the problem with this is that they don't include bearings, so I'll be taking this all apart and installing metal bearings. What's in here then? Okay, so I've got all the parts bags. Not actually going to open all of these up because I'll probably lose things, but the general Tamiya stuff. So you've got your drive shafts and bits in there, A, B, your wrench, your springs, you've got your uprights, various bits in there, C parts. I think these are the bumper springs, and there's various screws and the rubbish bushings, and D parts. So yeah, it's various screws in there. Getting onto the body parts here. So got the main body part there of the Jeep, which is already in green, but I'm going to be painting that olive drab. I think on the Wild Willy 2 that's just a different colour. I'll check in the instructions in a minute, but I think the original one was olive drab. And so you've got your spare wheel, your grille and your windscreen. Okay, then your inner arches, and what else? So that's the back of it. That's the bit that goes in front of the window and the dashboard there. And you've got young Willy himself, his helmet there. So he's got sort of racing overalls on. I mean, the whole concept of this is bizarre, isn't it, really? And I think only something Tamiya might have come up with. But anyway, there's a lot of painting and bits and pieces with this. And I remember when I did the Wild Willy originally and the other Wild Willy 2 body I had, it took me weeks to do the body and all the bits and bobs properly. So don't expect to see this on the channel anytime soon, because this is going to take me a while. So with the plastic trees, we've got things like the hubs. They've got the bumper wheelie bar, and these are the side bars, and the alternative small bumper. Okay, this is the main chassis piece here, which is sort of in two halves. I don't think they use that on this kit. There's various other kits use that. And so you've got your suspension arms and other bits and bobs on there, body posts, and that's the same bit again. Okay, so you've got things like that's the back of the battery tray there, and what are those bits? Don't know. Oh, there's some hexes there. And then for the body, you've got your roll bars. These are quite good actually. These are pretty tough. So it's metal, sort of encased in plastic. So there's a bit more painting to be done. There's like a fire extinguisher there. So yeah, that's that. Small sticker sheet with this one. So that's just on the back of the spare tyre. These go on the side of the helmet, and just a few other little bits, but mostly not a lot of stickers for this one. So there's a great big long wibbly wobbly aerial tube for if you're Mark Bryan and living the olden days using a 27 megahertz system, but if you're everyone else in the world, then just cut that down to about there for your 2.4 gigahertz system. Okay, and the instructions, always really good from Tamiya. I'll just check what paint code they were saying for this one. Okay, so the main body colour they're saying is TS28, which I've looked up, and that's olive drab 2. But I've got a tin of olive drab 1, which is TS5. Not sure how different they are, not very probably. But you can see from this, there's an awful lot of little bits and bobs that need painting. I'll say it takes absolutely ages to do these properly. I'm going to do it with the yellow fuel can as the Wild Willy 1 was. And also have an attempt at filling in the back of the fuel can because there's a hollow piece there, but yeah, plenty to do on this. So that's the unboxing done. It's time for a bit more Willy chat. So as a teenage boy, I'd had a lot of fun with Willy, and then like with a lot of people, there's a gap of about 25 years, and then I get back into the hobby as a middle-aged man. And the first Willy related thing I got was the Tamiya GFO1 four-wheel drive, which is the same sort of shape and size as the Wild Willy 2, and it had the Toyota Land Cruiser body on it, and it had a sort of Willy driver in there. It wasn't like the full figure one that you get in the Wild Willy, but yeah, that was the first Wild Willy related thing I got. It was my second outing of the RC hobby, and then I got the Jimny body for that, which also had Wild Willy at the wheel. And then I had the idea that this Wild Willy 1 had been languishing in my parents' loft for some years, and I went and rescued it and did it all up, and I put it onto the GFO1. So I had a GFO1 four-wheel drive Wild Willy, which was fantastic. Now, one silly thing I did was with the Wild Willy 1, because the chassis wasn't running, mostly because of the gears, I think. I thought, well, I'll never get spare parts for it, and I binned pretty much all of it apart from a few screws and brackets and things. And then later on, after I'd done that, I realised I probably could have sold a lot of those parts to people who were trying to restore one, but anyway, it is gone. And then later I got the parts to, for the Wild Willy 2 body, and I did that up as well and put that on the GFO1, and that was all working really well. And yeah, it was all good until the house fire of 2018, when all these sadly died in the fire, although I have still got the GFO1 and a slightly fire damaged Willy in the Jimny body. Here he is, look, I don't know if you can see a slightly burnt little face in there, but yeah, this one did, well, just about survive the fire. It was the least damaged, and it did take a lot of cleaning and replaced the electronics. But anyway, yes, this is something I saved from the big fire. Now, it does need a bit of a restoration, and this might be the subject of another video actually, because I've got a new Jimny shell to go on this, and I've got some new wheels for this as well. So yeah, this might be one that may appear again in the future. So I think it was last year I got this one from eBay that somebody had previously built. So I think this is from the early 2000s. So anyway, it's a Wild Willy 2. It's not a GFO1, so it's two-wheel drive, the WR02. But it's pretty cool, this. It's got working lights they've done, top and bottom, and at the back. And so they've done a pretty nice custom job on this. They've done things like talked about filling in the back of the fuel can, so that's solid because it's hollow in the kit and it looks rubbish because you can see into the back of there. So yeah, someone's done a nice job of that. I don't plan to be quite so ambitious with my Wild Willy 2. So I don't know where they got the lights from and all that, but anyway, I should be doing mine like the Wild Willy 2 body that I put on my GFO1 previously that died in the fire. But anyway, that's enough Willy chat for one video. So thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.